Hello everyone and thank you for tuning into TradeChat. My name is Panzer and today I wanted to show you and go over some of the add-ons that I use in World of Warcraft because every time I stream it's like the most common question that I get. So I'm here today on my Shaman, and before I get into the actual list of add-ons that I would recommend, you're going to see a crazy laser trail after my mouse. The truth is I do not usually use this add-on, but I couldn't figure out in OBS how to unhide my cursor, so I had to do something so that you could see what I was pointing at on my screen. So if you do like this crazy laser trail of an add-on, it's called Cursor Trail. It's on Curse. Definitely check it out. But the add-ons I actually wanted to recommend to you today are LVUI, Artifact Power User, Bigwigs, GTFO, SCADA, World Quest Tracker, Handy Notes, Garrison Mission Manager and Master Plan, and Auctionator. And I know that sounds like a lot, but honestly, in practice, it's not that much. So first and foremost, when you look at my screen, I'm obviously not using the default World of Warcraft UI. This is a custom UI. It's called LVUI, and I use the 2QI client to keep it up to date. I'll have all that linked in the info below. And to be honest with you, it's kind of a lot to set up at first. There are like a billion settings. If you go through here, each one has like a bunch of different options and subcategories. It can be overwhelming and it can feel like a lot when you first download it. So if you want to kind of just use my profiles as a starting zone or just use it because you like it, this is something that you can do. So head over to Profiles, click Import Profile, and in the info of this video, there'll be a paste bin link. Paste everything from the paste bin into this import section. Click Import Now, close, reload your UI, and you and I will have the same UI. And then from there, you can click Toggle Anchors. You can move anything that you want around. You can also go in and you can change things like in media, you can change the font. You can change how transparent things are. You can change the borders and the opacity. Well, I guess the opacity and transparency is the same thing, but you get it. You can pretty much customize and move anything on your UI. I've been using LVUI since probably 2012, and I really like it. I would highly, highly recommend it if you do use custom UIs. They're really good about keeping it up to date, and it's never really caused me any problems. They also have a funny April Fool's joke thing that they do every year, which is, I mean, if you're a simpleton like me, pretty hilarious and amazing. But yeah, my UI is LVUI. I use 2QI to keep it up to date. And if you want to use my profile, the paste bin is all the import information you need to do that. The next add-on that I would highly recommend to pretty much anybody, even if you're not much of an add-on user, is called Artifact Power User, which I'm a terrible video content creator and I don't have any artifact power on me to use to show you. Maybe I'll find a clip on my computer and insert it in here. Insert. Anyways, Artifact Power User essentially just puts a big button in the middle of your screen, or mine is actually appears next to my little face plate here with LVUI, and if you have artifact power items in your bag, it'll pop up as a button on your screen. You click the button. If you have another item, it'll replace that button with a new button, and you keep pressing the button to use your artifact power until you're out of artifact power, and then it will no longer appear on your screen. This seems really simplistic, but when you are leveling and you have 8 billion different artifact power items in your bag, it's super useful and super convenient, so I would highly recommend it. The next highly, highly super duper recommended add-on that I have for you guys is called Bigwigs Boss Mods. Now, don't get me wrong, I know there are a lot of people who use DBM and there's nothing wrong with that, but I personally prefer Bigwigs. I think it's a little bit more customizable. I also really like that when you're into different raid bosses and stuff like that, you can go through and pick different bosses and abilities that you're having problems with. So here we'll look at Antorus, for instance, and we'll do the drop down and we'll do, say, Agrimar. Say we're having trouble with Agrimar. I can pick on a specific ability that's a problem for me, and we'll say that's flare. Flare is when it explodes out underneath you. Say I'm having issues with flare. I can go in here and I can emphasize it and do a countdown. It'll flash, my screen will flash, and it'll do a countdown like 5 seconds before it happens. And I've found that these customizations available in Bigwigs, available on the fly, like, in between pulls and raid, have been the difference between me succeeding and me wiping our raids. So I can't recommend Bigwigs enough. Plus, it will go da 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 do 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 every time you get a kill. And who doesn't want to hear that noise? Everyone wants to hear that noise. Okay, all right. Another thing to note is that if you have a raid leader that requires DBM, this setting right here will tell your raid leader that your Bigwigs is DBM, so that you don't get in trouble. You sneaky snack you sneaky snack you. Also for raiding, I would highly recommend GTFO, which is an add-on that basically just honks at you if you're standing in anything bad. So if I was standing in lava, it would be like, and, you know, I would know to move. And this is very useful for healers or anybody who has, you know, maybe a habit of tunneling a little bit while they're DPSing. I know none of you guys would do that. Who would do such a thing? Also for raiding, I use SCADA damage and healing meters, although I'm going to be honest, I'm not a firm believer in damage and healing meters. I think there's much more than, you know, your sheer damage or healing output that tells if you're a good player or not. But in the same sense, it's a good indicator of where people are as far as, you know, their gear and what they're outputting. So I use both the damage and the healing, which is all in one add-on. It's part of the reason I really like SCADA in particular, is that it allows you to have multiple frames open, which some of them don't. See, here's, I can change everything there, and I've got my opacity turned way down. I just toggled it off, but I've got my opacity turned way down. You can change the font to match your LVY. It basically looks like part of LVY at this point. So this is SCADA. I did use Recount for years, but Recount only allowed you to have one window open at a time, and I really liked being able to have the two windows open at the same time. So that's why I use SCADA. I don't even know if they're updating Recount anymore because it's been so long since I used SCADA, but that is neither here nor there. The next add-on that I would pretty much recommend for anybody who plays World of Warcraft is called World Quest Tracker. Now, this is an amazing add-on that shows all of your world quests nicely on your map. As you can see here on my map, it sorts out all of your quests by zone. So here's my High Mountain, here's my Valshra, Juna, so on and so forth. But what's really nice about it is for when you have your emissaries like the Wardens, you click on it and see it shows me I've got the 3 quests here, one here, and I know now, like, okay, I've got the Nightfallen, I've got 1 Warden's quest in Suramar, and I've got 3 in High Mountain, so I can get all of my Warden's quests done while doing other emissaries at the same time. If you are a mage, I do think it's worth noting that focusing crystal ability that you get from your order hall will kind of glitch out if you're using World Quest Tracker, so if you run into that problem, just open up your add-ons menu and disable World Quest Tracker, hit OK, reload your UI, use your focusing crystal, and then just turn it back on. It's no big deal. Also on my map, you probably noticed that I have, like, even when I open this, these little notes here that tell me where different NPCs are in my order hall. It tells me where different portals are. This is all part of Handy Notes. Handy Notes is amazing, and it has tons of different little plugins that you can use. One of my favorite ones is called the Suramar Telemancy plugin, whatever. The Suramar Telemancy for Handy Notes, I think it's called. I don't friggin' know. It'll be linked in the info. Anyways, what it does is it tells me where all the portal locations are when I'm, you know, in Meridel porting out to different areas in Suramar. Super, super helpful and nice. It'll also show you things like where the holiday things are, like honoring your elders, or, you know, the candy buckets for Hollow's End, stuff like that. It's a really helpful add-on. It also will unlock and show you where all treasures are on your map, which I don't think I have many left on my shaman, to be honest. I think I got most of them, but see, it shows me where all the treasures are, and you don't have to actually have unlocked the treasure map first. The next set of add-ons, you know, this is going to be really newbie of me to say, but it's me you're subscribed to or whatever, not some professional World of Warcraft connoisseur, all right? I have 2 add-ons called Garrison Mission Manager and Master Plan, and I've been using them in tandem for so long that I don't actually know which one does what or how they work together. But what I do know is when I have missions to do, this little red box right here will come up with a different percentage, and it'll tell me with an optimal follower combination how close I am to being able to complete it, or how far over I am to being able to complete it. So it makes doing your missions super fast and easy. It takes like 10 seconds to send out all of your missions for the day. So I have them both. I don't know which one does which, but hey, we are where we are. And the final add-on that I would recommend for you guys is called Auctionator. I do not use Auctionator to its full capacity, if I'm being entirely honest with you. I'm sure you can do lots of stuff with Auctionator that would, you know, result in you making millions and billions of gold. I use it to make sure that when I'm selling something, I'm selling it for the highest possible price, and that when I'm buying something, I'm buying it for the lowest possible price. It's very self-explanatory and easy to use, and if you want to delve into more features and use it for more things, that is your prerogative. But those are the essential add-ons that I think everybody who uses add-ons in WoW should be using. And They're all linked in the info. I've filmed this video quite a few times and I can't seem to get my words out properly, so this is the best I could do. I'm sorry that I'm like this. I ask myself every day, why are you like this? And I don't really ever have an answer for it. But yeah, if you have any questions, please leave me a comment or check the description to see if any of your questions can be answered there. Otherwise, I hope you guys are having a great day. Let me know in the comment section if there is an add-on that you think everybody should be using that they're not using, and maybe I'll install it and you'll see me using it on my next stream. So I think that's all the things for now. I'm going to go. Until next time, guys, take care.